One box, pick your team. And I just wanted to welcome Richard, J-Rock, Eric, Ernie, and Brent to BreakTraders for the first time. You can use promo code NEWBT for 20% off your first purchase at BreakTraders.com. We have a Yusuf Nurkic of the Portland Trailblazers to get things started. The Marvin Bagley the third. And wow, we are getting hot with Revolution tonight. Another auto. But first is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Astro of the Oklahoma City Thunder going to Marcus. And then a Vortex, Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz headed to Jeffrey. And that auto is going to be a Killian Hayes RC of the Detroit Pistons. And that is going to be heading to Kevin. Miles Bridges of the Hornets, Mitchell Robinson of the Knicks, Tobias Harris of the 76ers, and then we're going to have a Cosmic out of 100, Mitchell Robinson of the New York Knicks going to Brent, followed up by a Kenyon Martin Jr. of the Houston Rockets going to Kevin. We have Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns, Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz, Goran Dragic of the Miami Heat, a Groove, Sadiq Bey of the Detroit Pistons heading to Kevin. Following that up with a Shockwave, a Revolution, Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans going to Eric. We have Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors, Brandon Clark of the Grizzlies, Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors, and then a Supernova, Jimmy Butler, and that is going to be a Fractal of the Miami Heat going to Cynthia, followed up by a Jalen Smith Rook, and that is of the Phoenix Suns going to Cynthia. We have Brandon Ingram of the Pelicans, Kevin Huerta of the Hawks, Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets, a Groove, Blake Griffin of the Detroit Pistons, followed up by a Liftoff, James Harden of the Houston Rockets right there. That Blake Griffin of the Pistons going to Kevin. That James Harden of the Houston Rockets going to Kevin as well. We got 3 packs left in this break. We have the DeJounte Murray of the Spurs, followed by Jason Tatum of the Celtics, Rudy Gobert of the Jazz, a Fractal Karl Anthony Towns of the Minnesota Timberwolves to Ernie, and then we have a Desmond Bane RC of the Memphis Grizzlies going to Eric. Paul George of the Clippers, Devontae Graham of the Hornets, LaMarcus Aldridge of the Spurs, a Astro Colin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers going to Leslie, followed up by a Vortex, DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns going to Cynthia. We definitely get that one a lot. DeMar DeRozan of the Spurs, Damian Lillard of the Trailblazers, Jaren Jackson of the Grizzlies, an Astro, CJ Ellaby of the Portland Trailblazers going to Jeffrey, and then a Udoka Azubuike RC of the Utah Jazz going to Jeffrey as well. Alrighty, let's run down our veteran parallels. We have the Astro Colin Sexton of the Cavaliers, the Karl Anthony Towns Fractal of the Timberwolves, the Groove Blake Griffin of the Pistons, and the Astro Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder. And then our parallels, we have the Vortex DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns, the Liftoff James Harden of the Houston Rockets, followed up by a Fractal Jimmy Butler Supernova, a Shockwave Revolution Zion, and then Rudy Gobert Vortex of the Utah Jazz. And now our base rook rundown. We have Udoka Azubuike of the Jazz going to Jeffrey, Desmond Bane of the Memphis Grizzlies heading to Eric, Jalen Smith of the Phoenix Suns to Cynthia, and Kenyon Martin Jr. of the Houston Rockets going to Kevin. And then we have the CJ Ellaby Astro edition of the Trailblazers going to Jeffrey, and the Sadiq Bey Groove of the Detroit Pistons heading to Kevin. And now on to our featured cards. We have the out of 100 Cosmic Mitchell Robinson of the New York Knicks going to Brent. And then we have our auto, and that is Mr. Killian Hayes of the Detroit Pistons going to Kevin. And with that, we are done with break 1519. Which means we are about to open this Donruss Optic